Can I please ask you to all take your seats? Delegates, special guests, ladies and gentlemen, we now come to a very special and immensely pleasurable part of the proceedings. Now we get the chance to formally recognise the outstanding contribution made by a select number of our colleagues. The AMA is one of the nation's most respected and influential voices in medicine and health policy. This is due in no small part to the integrity, knowledge and judgment that leading AMA members have displayed when contributing to policy discussions and debates. Whether it be vaccination, hospital funding, drinking, gambling, Aboriginal health, care for children or the elderly, obesity, smoking, hospital waiting lists, Medicare freezes, the AMA is turned to as a voice of reason. Both the people being admitted to the role of fellows today exemplify all that makes the AMA such a trusted and well-regarded contributor to national health policy and debates. It is wonderful that we have the opportunity today to show our appreciation for the outstanding contribution each has made. It gives me great pleasure to announce the 2017 admissions to the AMA Roll of Fellows. Former AMA Tasmania President Adjunct Professor Tim Greenaway and immediate past Federal AMA President Professor Brian Owler have been added to the Roll of Fellows in recognition of the outstanding contribution each has made to both the AMA and the medical profession. One of Australia's leading endocrinologists, Adjunct Professor Tim Greenaway, has been actively involved in undergraduate and postgraduate medical education for more than 30 years. After completing his undergraduate medical studies at the University of Sydney, he trained in endocrinology at Sydney's Royal Prince Alfred Hospital and was awarded a National Health and Medical Research Council postgraduate scholarship to undertake doctoral studies into hepatic insulin resistance in type 2 diabetes. Adjunct Professor Greenaway has held senior positions at the University of Tasmania and Royal Hobart Hospital and has served on a number of ministerial advisory committees. An AMA member since 1994, he served as AMA Tasmania Vice President for 2 years before becoming President in 2014. During his presidency, AMA Tasmania became debt-free and substantially increased its membership. He presided over AMA Tasmania during the development of the statewide Tasmanian Health Service, worked closely with the Tasmanian Government through the Healthy Tasmania Committee to develop a raft of initiatives outlined in the Healthy Tasmania 5-year strategic plan, and implemented a new award for medical professionals. Adjunct Professor Greenaway left Tasmania for Canberra in 2016 to take up the role of Chief Medical Advisor with the Health Products Regulation Group in the Commonwealth Department of Health, but remains an adjunct professor in the University of Tasmania's School of Medicine. Congratulations, Tim. Your award is richly deserved.
Well, thank you very much, Michael. Thank you very much for this great honour, which I don't deserve, but I'll gladly accept. Michael has referred to the fact that the AMA is very highly regarded by our political masters and mistresses, and as someone who has gone to the dark side now and works within the Department of Health, I can assure you that the AMA has a presence. When the AMA speaks, people listen, and in an age where we have populism taking precedence over policy, where we live with post-truth, where emotion trumps a measured debate, the role of the AMA and measured policy and a voice for those who cannot speak for themselves in health is incredibly important. And I urge you to continue the work of the AMA. I urge you to continue the fight for those who have no voice. This is an extremely great honour for myself personally, but as someone who now works within the Department of Health, I can reassure you that the AMA is the most respected advocacy group within health, and please keep up your very, very good work. Thank you again.
Professor Brian Owler. Throughout his career, neurosurgeon Professor Brian Owler has combined clinical excellence with passionate advocacy for the welfare of his patients, colleagues and the wider community. Professor Owler has a PhD from the University of Sydney and spent 18 months performing research at the University of Cambridge's academic neurosurgery unit. He is a professor of neurosurgery at the University of Sydney and a consultant neurosurgeon at Westmead Children's Hospital, Westmead Private Hospital, Sydney Adventist and Norwest Private Hospitals. He first became actively involved with the AMA as a medical student, becoming a counsellor, student and doctors in training representative, and a member of the Residents and Students Committee. During this time, Professor Owler led AMA New South Wales' campaign on the provider number dispute. Professor Owler was appointed to the AMA Federal Council in 2010 and was elected AMA New South Wales President in 2012 and of course Federal AMA President in 2014. Throughout his presidencies and other leadership roles at the AMA, he has worked tirelessly for the benefit of doctors and patients and made public health advocacy a priority. He has led hard-hitting and effective campaigns on road safety, preventable deaths and injuries in children, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander health, fair health treatment for asylum seekers, climate change and vaccination. Professor Owler's tenure as Federal AMA President coincided with one of the most turbulent periods in health policy Australia has seen, beginning with the 2014 budget and the co-payment proposal. Professor Owler fought publicly on behalf of the profession and patients against the co-payment, the Medicare rebate freeze and inadequate public hospital funding. As head of the AMA, Professor Owler also campaigned for the government to increase its efforts to fight the Ebola outbreak in Africa, not only because controlling the outbreak at its source was the best approach, but because it was the right thing to do. Congratulations, Brian. This award is very well deserved.
Well, thanks very much, Michael. I've seen many people, or a number of people over the years, receive fellowships and even had the honour of presenting some of them, of course, as well. People that have been admitted to the role of fellows have been, of course, very high calibre. So it's a very great honour for me personally to be included in the role of fellows of the AMA. I mean, the AMA is not a bricks and mortar organisation, it's an organisation of people. Staff, delegates, council members, both at federal and state levels, and of course our members. People who are committed to looking after the welfare of their colleagues, to the betterment of their patients, and to making the Australian community better also. And I've been very privileged to be included as one of those people. So I wish you all the best in your future endeavours and work for your patients, for your colleagues, and making the Australian community fairer as well. Thanks again.
That was a little strange. 12 months ago, Brian gave me a gong and then I got to give him one today. We don't get to go through the exercise again next year, I'm sure. Look, it's a great pleasure for me to be able to make those two awards to people who it was a great honour to serve with on the Federal Council, and both awards are richly deserved, perhaps a bit overdue. The full citations of our new fellows can be studied in the conference handbook. I'd like to thank you, Adjunct Professor Greenaway and Professor Owler. Once again, congratulations to both of you. Next up is the annual general meeting of the AMA, and I'd like to invite the Chair to resume control of proceedings. Thank you.